Welcome to Lime Rock, here for the round of Connecticut, also known as Mini Road Atlanta. This track is known for its very high attrition and difficult nature. This year we are running the fastest version of this track. We are running a no chicane version of this track, so it's incredibly treacherous. You have a couple air moments where the cars catch air and you have to control your car before the air hump, which is kind of shaky, to be honest with you. And this track just isn't also really designed for 36 cars, so I'm expecting this race to be an incredibly high attrition race. Lots of cars falling out of this one, but that means that pretty much anyone could win this race, theoretically, as long as you keep your foot in it and keep trying. You could theoretically win this race, even if you're a backmarker team. So this could be one of those races where anything's possible. There isn't a whole lot going into the championship hunt, except that it seemingly is that it might close up toward the top again as we're coming into toward the end of the schedule. Actually, after this we go to the round of Alabama at Talladega, and then we go to the Exbalto Islands for a couple races for a doubleheader, then back to Texas, and then Port Skyline for the finale. Anyway, let's go down to the race. DJ Curtis leads the field down to the green here at Lime Rock, and away we go. Down into turn number one they come. William Brock got a great start on the outside, followed by the 81 of Myatt on the inside of Brock now. Starting right behind Curtis. It looks like it's a clean start so far. No issues further back. Hopefully we get a cleaner race than we thought we might get here. There was a lot of concern about how clean the start of this race would be. Curtis opens up to a pretty nice lead, as it looks like everybody else is trying to scoot through. We got a wreck in the back. I think we saw a car get into the inside wall. I think it was Moshe Gurian. I'm unsure, though, but look at this up here, through the field here. They are going a bit cautious on this first lap, to be honest with you. It started somewhere around Kenny Myatt here, and we kind of missed it. But I think Shock got into the 9 and got into Gurian there. And the 9 got into Gurian. William Brock has a run back on Madeline Myatt. That is for second position, as it looks like Gurian came out right behind DJ Curtis, the leader. But Madeline Myatt's doing her best to hold off William Brock, as we got a battle for third heating up between Alex Allen and Bobby Jones. This battle's been pretty interesting since the start of this race, as now Jones seemingly has a good run here as he is backing up to Zachary Fitzwater there. It looks like Jones is going to lose the spot, though, to the 44 car, or at least lose his run. However, Bobby Jones is looking back to the inside of car 44. Doesn't look like he's going to get the spot there, as Pericles is working his way up the order. However, at the top of the hill on the end of lap 2, we had an accident between Darren Blake, Grayson Acevedo, Eric Monaco, and Eric DeMax there. I believe Blake broke down. Yes, Darren Blake was breaking down there, as we can't really see anything there, but Monaco would slide into him, and that would back everybody up. Tough break for Darren Blake and everybody involved in that wreck. Zachary Fitzwater is looking for 5th right now on Bobby Jones, and Fitzy is going to be very interesting as Torres is coming out of the pits. Torres got some damage from that incident, the Vermont winner. And as you're going to see, Torres is going to be a major thing here for Fitzwater to deal with. And it looks like Fitzwater is going to be all over the back bumper of Bobby Jones, forcing him to maybe lose some position there, as Torres has to keep this car barely under control there to prevent from slamming into the back of Bobby Jones, or slam into the back of Fitzwater, I'm sorry. As Fitzwater makes a move, as they're back way up here, as Torres kind of held up everybody behind, as everybody circles their way around this track. Polyakov slides off the track, and that's going to give Pericles a spot. Polyakov's going to lose a number of spots here. Hart's going to get him, and the 99's going to get him as well. Kenny Myatt, who's had a tire rub for the last 5 laps, finally gets to pit after his little tay-tar-tay down there. His championship has really fallen off the bandwagon, and I think his hopes are going to be over after this race, I believe. Fitzy versus Jones again is heating up here, as looks like Fitzy can't do a whole lot to get by the 3 car here. This is, of course, 4/5 as the two Porsches are in 6th. Looks like Madeline Myatt's going to try and make a move on the lap car of Gurian, who Gurian's been an absolute nuisance for Myatt to get by. And she's lost a ton of time to DJ Curtis because of him. And anyway, back to the Fitzwater-Jones battle. Jones has been throwing some pretty aggressive blocks on Fitzwater, and that's making Fitzwater, I don't think, the happiest right now. Fitzwater once again will try and make a move entering turn 1, and I think this time he's going to get it. He came in there really good there. He's going to be on the outside for 2, but the inside for 3. So this is a pretty good move here by Zachary Fitzwater, as he's going to kind of just hold it on the outside and I think gas it up right here, and that should give him the position if I'm not mistaken. No, not really. Jones got a great run off the corner, but I think Jones is going to be, yeah, Jones conceded that. He pretty much needed to because Fitzwater clearly was the better car there off that turn 3. Problems for Jake Baskinger. He brings it down pit road with tire issues, so Baskinger's little run there isn't going to do as well as he thought. His points hopes have taken a bit of a hit, and he needs a better run. Fitzwater's now all over the back of Alex Allen for 4th. Zachary Fitzwater has become one of the faster cars on the track right now. And, well, Alex Allen's really throwing some aggressive blocks as he's been having to deal with William Brock as well. And 3rd, his teammate, as Allen is throwing some pretty impressive blocks here, trying to keep Fitzy behind him. This is a very important move, and we saw Fitzwater is very patient. Ooh, Fitzwater goes way left side there to try and make a move over the hump. However, he lost momentum doing that. And we're going to see if Fitzwater can make another move down here. Excuse me. Doesn't look like it there, but I would keep my eye on Fitzwater maybe entering 1 or maybe through 3 or 2. As he is right there trying to make a move here. And I would also keep my eye on Alex Allen as well, because Allen's all over the back of Brock. It seems like Brock's really the one that's holding up Allen here. And that's going to be incredibly difficult for his teammate to get by, because now, if you're Porsche, you take Brock out of the mix. Ooh, crash in front of him. Or crash behind him, I'm sorry. And this one was caused by Nick Pericles turning Bobby Jones into the grass. And across the track he goes, and then Sebastian Torres narrowly misses him. Padcar has nowhere to go but right into the driver's door, and Bobby Jones is up over the fence there, and actually lands on top of the fence there as looks like Charles Samper, or I'm sorry, Chris Dodd's got a lot of damage there as well. Yeah, Dodd's coming onto the scene there, and well, looks like Jones just slots onto the scene, and Vance Caldwell hits him as well. Charles Samper hits him. Just not a whole lot anyone can do there. This is a very narrow track, and, well, when accidents take place, you can't really do anything about it. Gurian's going to force Alex Allen wide as Zachary Fitzwater will get, I think, Alex Allen here as Brock has begun to pull away. However, Gurian's holding up Fitzwater here. That is a very aggressive overarching move there by Fitzwater to maybe use Gurian as a pick. Or actually, it seems like Alex Allen's using Gurian as more of the pick than anybody else. But this is going to be very crucial coming into this section of track here where we saw the Pericles incident, and we're hearing Pericles could maybe get a strike for that one. They're going to be investigating that incident there with Nick Pericles. So as Fitzwater is going to make the move stick here, I believe, on Alex Allen. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, DJ Curtis is gone. Madeline Myatt's nowhere near him, and, well, Madeline Myatt's gone from 3rd place, William Brock. So, shows what Clean Air can do on this track. Alex Rowe, who is the Rookie of the Year leader and championship contender, has brought it down pit road. Not having a great weekend here in Lime Rock, Alex Rowe isn't. Tough break for him. John Hart made a pretty nice move entering turn 1 on Vincent Allen to take over 8th position. Vincent Allen's kind of holding up the 2 Zios Hondas, who are running 10th and 11th right now. And we're just seeing what some of these Zios drivers can do, as it seems finally like Zios Honda is really working their way together. Of course, they're going to have Madeline Myatt driving for them next year, and that will be a very interesting maneuver as well. Some cars are beginning their pit stop cycle. That's Charles Sanford and up. I think Oh no, I thought maybe Monaco was blowing up there, but Kenny Myatt's also in as well. All these cars have not had great starts to their races here. Go through the order, we're going to see what the 22 of Curtis, the race leader, is going to do here. Remember, he has a humongous lead over Madeline Meyer right now. Absolutely putting on a clinic today, DJ Curtis, in this first stint. So they're going to all try and make this on a fuel-saving race, which is going to be interesting because it's going to be pretty close at this rate, especially if Curtis brings it down pit road soon. If he stays out a little longer, maybe goes 44 laps, then it'll be 66 and 88, he should make it, and I think he's going to. DJ Curtis would pit on lap 23 going on 24. Madeline Meyer would actually stay out an extra lap here and lead the race over third place, who is actually now Zachary Fitzwater, as he got by William Brock. So Fitzy's up into third, having a fantastic showing today, as Monaco and Ace Vito are doing battle here around some of the twistier sections of this track, as Monaco and Ace Vito are getting very racy with each other. And look at this big bald mess here coming off the pits, or coming into turn one here. And of course, DJ Curtis should be right behind this whole mess here, as this is a very volatile pack here in front of some of the cars that had just pitted, like Noah Hart's in this pack. Ooh, that's a very aggressive move, 3 wide on track. And that's a very scary move, as Rowe had to back out of the throttle because Baskinger was chopping him off as they approach the bump here that causes cars to get airborne. One of the most controversial turns on the track, as Myatt almost lost control over it as well. Myatt's, of course, numerous laps down after having a lot of issues with his car. Third on back, pretty much, or second on back's pretty much pitted, as the only driver that stayed out was Madeline Myatt once again, who's seemingly going for a very long strategy here. However, that pit road's not going to be as clean as she would have liked it to be when she's coming into the pits. However, it looks like it will be pretty substantially clean here as she comes into the pits at a very clean angle. Meanwhile, DJ Curtis is on track. He should quite easily take over the lead of this race, unless if Madeline Myatt was really checking off some good lap times there at the end of that stint, which she was doing some pretty good lap times. However, I doubt they were that good, as DJ Curtis is already on the front stretch here, and yeah, that's going to go to Curtis quite handily there. However, Madeline Myatt did, I think, definitely solidify herself in second position over pretty much everybody else. However, DJ Curtis is going to have to deal with some of the rather intense lap traffic here as they go down through the valley here. There's Ace Vito making a move on Shock Jr. That is for 22nd position, as DJ Curtis is really struggling trying to find any way by these guys. And if you're DJ Curtis, you got to be real careful here to make sure you don't do anything too silly or stupid, as Madeline Myatt is going to, I think, use this as an advantage, as I believe one of them is pitted. That's Dorn and Bouchard has brought it down pit road. And DJ Curtis now is going to try and get by the last of the lap cars and put quite a bit of lap traffic in between himself and second. So DJ Curtis is looking very nice here for, quite honestly, what could be a quick, easy win, to be honest with you. Ooh, something happened in front of him. Ooh, there was a wreck in front. And that's going to actually slow up DJ Curtis there and really help Madeline Myatt. Yeah, we were watching this pack here as Noah Hart dives in, or actually, no, Angel lost control of it and actually takes out, comes across Hart's bumper and takes out Vincent Allen in the process. Baskinger gets a big hit there, but that slows up a lot of the field there. We're on board with Vincent Allen here, and you're just going to see what happens in front of him here. Not a whole lot he can do, and around he goes right in front of traffic. And that would be it for Vincent Allen's day. And now it would be bad luck even for the other Red Bull car, who would blow up here. Sebastian Torres would grenade the motor, lose control of the car, lose it on the frickin' grass down there, and the rear end of it would get hit there on the pit road exit, blocking the pit road exit. So, tough break for Sebastian Torres. The person that gained the most on that last pit stop cycle was Esteves Cortez, who was running P9. Cortez is doing an awesome job here, the Mexican driver, doing a great job working his way through the order via pit stops in kind of an underfunded car. This is the best run we've seen out of Cortez so far this year. William Brock would fall out of the race for 4th. Despite having a good run, his car would give up the ghost. Tough break for Brock. Kyle Schock Jr. would also have issues with his car, as would Eric Monaco. I think they would all fall out of the race as well. However, they're listed as accident because Kyle Schock Jr. had accidents from his first little run there, and Eric Monaco had an accident, of course, on the first lap there as well. These two cars were involved in that first incident, not the first lap, but the first incident. Brock, I don't know why he's going to probably be labeled as accident, but he will be. DJ Curtis, the race leader now, is going to be catching Kenny Mind and Jake Baskinger. These two have been pretty slow despite being early championship favorites. They've been slow here. And I have a feeling the 9 might try and make things a little easier for the second place driver. Maybe. If I'm going to take a guess, I have a feeling that Lexus could be closing in quite quickly here on DJ Curtis, provided if Kenny Myatt has his way with Curtis. However, Myatt has to pit, so never mind. However, second place woman Madeline Myatt is closing in slowly but carefully on DJ Curtis, as, well, looks like Curtis is kind of opening that gap again, but it is very impressive to see what, the leaders are going to do with each other, as there is a big gap between first and second right now. DJ Curtis has now caught Dornan Bouchard. Bouchard is going to be a factor for Curtis to get by, as Bouchard is slow right now. He doesn't have a hood on his car. He's just out there for points, as their cars are falling out quite as we expected. And it looks like Curtis is massively getting held up here by Bouchard. And it looks like this is going to be an aggressive move if Curtis pulls this one off. This is over the jump. Curtis would be making a move. And he's going to make it stick, which is a very... Oh, but Bouchard's fighting back on the outside. However, it doesn't look like Bouchard can do a whole lot. It's just Curtis has so much more power than the 73. Kenny Myatt once again has found himself in a pack that he doesn't like. Led by Becca Moss and Vince Freeze. Keep in mind, 2 of the slower cars on the field are running 12th and 13th right now, simply because of the attrition rate so far in this one. Cole Baker's in 11th. 10th is Nick Pericles, who's fallen way off the cherry wagon after being under investigation and possibly given a strike. Meanwhile, DJ Curtis has caught Baskinger and Moss. I'm sorry, that's Davidson. I apologize. As Baskinger is a lap down, however, he's faster than Davidson, but he's going to go 2 laps down compared to Curtis here, so he backs out of it here. However, he is trying to get by that car, and DJ Curtis just has nowhere to go, really, to try and get by these two, as he's going to try and go on the outside of Moss. Moss is going to be a nice back marker. Good job by Becca Moss. However, it looks like Curtis is going to have a lot more trouble getting by Baskinger, who, keep in mind, these two guys are fighting for a championship here. Meanwhile, Madeline Myatt's going to have to deal with Bouchard and Moss, or Davidson, I'm sorry, not Moss. I keep saying that's Moss, but that is St. Davidson. Kind of a likewise situation here with Kenny Myatt being a lap behind him, but faster than Becca Moss and Vince Freeze. As Myatt can't do a whole lot with these two, as he's trying to get his lap back, but he's making a nuisance of himself to this battle. However, he is faster than both of them, legit, so... if you're Kenny Myatt, what do you do, really? I mean, if you're faster than him, you go for it, but... I mean, that's going to be hard. Madeline Myatt's having a lot of trouble here with Dornan Bouchard. Bouchard finally gets out of the way. Albeit probably a shake of the fist by Myatt there, as... Once again, Baskinger's still holding up DJ Curtis, because these two cars are roughly on the same pace with each other. Curtis is a little faster, though. However, that will be something to watch, as it looks like Myatt finally gets by Moss. However, Moss is trying to fight back. However, I think that's going to give the spot to Freeze, probably, as Freeze has a run up the hill. And a great move by Freeze to take over. Nope, it's going to be a battle through the corner here for 12th position, and it looks like Freeze and Moss are still going to do battle down the straightaway there. And this is a great battle here between two drivers who really have a little bit of a friendly rivalry toward the back of the field. Myatt, however, is going to have an easier time getting by Davidson here. However, with that being said, Curtis needs to start getting by Basking here pretty quick here, as it doesn't look like he is able to do so yet. This could be huge for Madeline Myatt if she can clear Davidson, which she does. She can really close in on DJ Curtis. Nick Pericles will be the first car to pit out of the lead lap cars, so Pericles brings it down pit road. DJ Curtis is still struggling, though, with Jake Baskinger, and right there, there's Madeline Myatt. Right there, she's really closing in quickly here on DJ Curtis, who is doing pretty slow lap times trying to get by Baskinger. This could be incredibly interesting, as Baskinger is actually catching Freeze and Moss now. And if I'm the 81, I'm really going to be setting some quick lap times on older tires, because I'm thinking Curtis is going to peel off here pretty soon to pit. We saw this was about the time last stint, a couple laps away from pitting, so you're going to want to catch him at least if you're driver of car number 81. You're going to want to catch her before he pits. You're going to want to catch him before he pits. So if I'm Madeline Myatt, I'm really going to start closing in. However, DJ Curtis is not signaling pitting yet, as Madeline Myatt's actually going to undercut him maybe. This could be a very interesting strategy call here by the 81 team. And I think what the 81 is banking on is if DJ Curtis stays out longer, gets caught in traffic, Madeline Myatt will have newer tires to really close in on him. That could be a good strategy here, but I'm thinking the 22 is going to need to pit here soon. This is a tight strategy game here, and I hope it pays off for the 81 car, because a lot of their pit strategies haven't worked, and there's expecting to be possible heads rolling down there as Curtis finally gets to the inside of Jake Baskinger, makes that move stick, but I think he should be pitting pretty quick here. No, he's not pitting this time either. Meanwhile, car 81 has left the pit lane. This could be interesting now, as actually DJ Curtis is going to be catching Madeline Myatt pretty soon if he doesn't stay at pit anytime soon. Meanwhile, Zachary Fitzwater, now the second place car, is slowly closing in on DJ Curtis, as Curtis has been fighting with Jake Baskinger and has been having to deal with Becca Moss, and well, Fitz Freeze just pitted, and with Freeze for that matter. So Fitzwater, who's had clean air, is doing a great job here. Surprisingly though, Madeline Myatt, this could be playing into her hand here, because she doesn't have a lot of traffic around her, and is setting some pretty nice lap times. And DJ Curtis now is struggling with Becca Moss here. However, finally it seems like Moss is going to get out of the way. However, not as easy as Curtis would like, as Curtis kind of comes off that corner there. It's a duel between Moss and Curtis here, and I think Curtis is going to have to stay out a little longer than what he would have liked to, because I think this was the lap that he was going to pit, actually. And he is going to pit this time, and it actually gets held up by Moss entering the pit, so this could be great here, as Fitzwater gained a ton of time on him on the 22 car. This is huge for Fitzwater, but especially for the driver of the 81, who is caught in heavy traffic right now, as she is on a tear right now through the field. Her father's there. I'm expecting her father's not going to battle her too hard. Yeah, that was kind of predictable. The 9 kind of just gave way right there. That was a very classy thing of her father to do, because she could be on course to her first victory if she's plays it smart here, as there goes Cole Baker into the pits. Curtis is on pit road still. He does have the first stall. However, it's a slower stop here, and he's going to be stuck behind Moss coming out of the pits. And the 81 is nowhere to be found, because the 81's in the lead. The 81 of Madeline Myatt has just taken over a pretty big lead of this race, actually, and has a ton of lap cars in between her and Curtis. So Madeline Myatt's Blue Flare team really pulled off a nice pit strategy with the undercut. And Madeline Myatt's opening up a pretty big lead back to DJ Curtis, who is once again struggling with lap traffic, as Hayden Shepard grenades the motor in the Cios Honda. Kind of shows how reliable the Honda motors have been, as he brings it down pit road. Out of the race he'll go. However, Fitzwater's really closing in here on Curtis, which is, well, now I wonder if there's a little bit of shenanigans going on here, because the 9, of course, the father of race leader Maddie Myatt, is right now pretty much playing an anchor for everybody else. So this is a very, very kind of dastardly strategy here, as here comes Zachary Fitzwater, who's been probably the most aggressive in this whole race. Going to try and take over second from DJ Curtis. However, Kenny Myatt is just freaking playing blocker right here. And actually, Fitzwater takes over second right there. So, kind of shows what Fitzwater's going to have to do, though, because he's going to have to really get by Kenny Myatt here. And I think Kenny Myatt's going to be the widest car on the track right now, because he knows his daughter's up there running away with this race right now. However, his daughter's got to deal with lap traffic of Nick Pericles and Charles Sanford. However, Fitzwater would actually get by Kenny Myatt a lot easier than Curtis would. So, Fitzwater now is going to set his sights on Moss and maybe start running down Madeline Myatt. He does have Freeze also in between them as well. However, Myatt's going to have some heavy lap traffic as this race goes on as well. Kenny Myatt is just pitted, and now let's see how easy he's going to make his daughter's life right here. And it looks like, well, actually, Kenny Myatt's not going to make his daughter's life that easy here. He's going to try and get out of the way, I think probably on the straightaway here. We've seen it before here. Yep, he just backs way out of the throttle, lets her go. That is, if a father can do anything right there, that's it. But right now, actually, Myatt was looking to fight back there. Didn't want to hit his daughter, though, going through the straightaway. But now you're going to see the 9 become a blocker again, I think, as Fitzwater actually is setting some very, very fast lap times. Madeline Myatt, once again, is pitting very, very early here. This is a very interesting strategy because I'm wondering if she's going to make it on the strategy. I thought she had to get to the 60s, but she's short pitting again here, which is going to be nice for Fitzwater, who's just taken over the lead of the race. However, he's got to deal with some lap traffic that was previously between Madeline Myatt and him. So could this be the undoing of the blue BFM strategy here? Because we've seen it before. Madeline Myatt's put herself in position to win a race. However, BFM has always seemed to screw her over with their strategy calls. So I'm wondering if this could be it for her. Meanwhile, Fitzwater's got to deal with heavy lapped traffic here with Freeze and Fitzwater. Or, I'm sorry, Freeze and Sanford, rather, not Fitzwater. Fitzwater's, of course, leading this race. And DJ Curtis now is actually closing in on Fitzwater. That's for the lead. However, Fitzy's got to get by, or Curtis has to get by a bunch of lap traffic to do it. And actually, where's third in all this? That's Alex Allen. Fourth, actually, is John Arndt. Arndt's been very quiet in this race. The question now is can Madeline Myatt make it to the end of this race? Is the thing, because I have a feeling she might not, and the other people might be able to make it. So, I wonder if that short pick could have cost her, actually, as Fitzwater and Curtis are in clean air. And it looks like Fitzwater's going to be staying out quite some distance here, as he is kind of gaining a bit on DJ Curtis in second position. Third actually has cycled up to be Madeline Myatt, so it kind of shows kind of how the pit cycles kind of played out, as everybody seems to be pitting, and the two leaders are staying out longer than everybody else here. So that's a very interesting strategy move here by the leaders. However, the leaders are once again in heavier lap resistance right now, with Ace Vito holding up Fitzwater and Freeze holding up the 22. And Fitzwater is getting kind of annoyed here with the Grayson Ace Vito. However, the 83 should have a pretty big lead at this stage. However, ooh, that's an aggressive block there as Curtis brings it down pit road. He got sick of it. Fitzwater nearly turns Ace Vito there as he gets Ace Vito entering the corner and shakes his fist at him. However, he's going to have to deal with Gurian now. Moshe Gurian, as Gurian is right now really being aggressive with him, and that's going to hurt him even more because Ace Vito's now back to his inside. However, it looks like Ace Vito is going to play a bit nicer with him there, as he knows kind of what Fitzwater's mental state is, because I don't know if Fitzwater's ever won a race in this series either, but I'll have to check up on that, because Fitzwater could be going for his first victory. Meanwhile, car 81 has a humongous jump over DJ Curtis on track. However, it's going to be a question now of fuel saving for Madeline Lyon. She's short pitted to get out of traffic, which gives her a huge lead, but can she save the gas to get to the end is the question. Zachary Fitzwater brings it down pit road, and this is, I think, going to be a nice battle for second position as Madeline Lyon's going to be nowhere near these two. She's going to be way up on her own zip code as she's already on the front stretch. So it's going to be a question of where the 22 is going to be compared to Zachary Fitzwater in the 83, and that could be a battle for the win if Myatt has to pit again. And I think that's going to be 22, advantage to car 22. No, actually it's going to be advantage Fitzy. Fitzy has the advantage, however Curtis is there. However, Madeline Myatt was not going to make it on fuel. She brings it back down pit road, and Fitzwater takes over the lead of the race. Madeline Myatt's pit strategy bites her again. And that is going to crush her because she had this race locked up. And this is probably one of the reasons why they're going to leave that team. Madeline Myatt will. She's been incredibly frustrated with the pit strategy calls that BFM's been making, and presumably she doesn't get along that great with her team strategist because of it. However, this strategy option did work, and as it looks like Fitzwater and Curtis will not have to pit the rest of the race. The only way Myatt's going to win is if these two cars fall out, I believe. Alex Allen's in third place, holding off John pretty much the whole race. However, Arndt's finally getting some steam going here to try and catch Alex Allen. This is, of course, like I said, for third position. Arndt has been quietly impressive at the end of the season, and we're going to one of the tracks that the FPM is expected to shine on, Talladega, next week. So watch out for them there. Meanwhile, predictably, Madeline Myatt setting the fastest laps of the race right now, despite the only car being on new tires. We're unsure if Arndt or Allen are going to have to pit. They're going to be close on fuel. We believe, though, that these two that stayed out, Fitzy and Curtis, are going to be able to make it to the end. With only a handful of laps to go, Fitzwater's having a lot of trouble with lap traffic here. The 9 of Myatt, who has been none other than a thorn in Fitzwater and Curtis's side all race. And Cole Baker's been a bit of a struggle for him as well. However, looks like actually Curtis is going to need a lot to catch Fitzwater here. It's going to be white flag for Zachary Fitzwater as he comes down the hill. He's going to need to, I think, hold station, really. Curtis is too far back. Nothing's going to happen with him. So Zachary Fitzwater takes the white flag of this race here. Fitzwater has been probably the most aggressive driver in this race, and has shown a very good race today, keeping his cool in aggressive situations, and that's really been his strong suit. He's really come to his own here, and all he has to do is survive one more lap. What could have been for Madeline Myatt, who is running P5 here at the end of this race, is Arndt has finally caught Alex Allen, but not a whole lot of time left. Zachary Fitzwater goes over the hump for the final time, and Fitzwater, all he has to do is bring it through the final two corners, and Fitzy's gonna win an ARCSOA Elite Series race. I don't believe he's won one before. He might have way back, I'm not sure. But Zachary Fitzwater is going to come across the line here at Lime Rock to win the round of Connecticut. Fitzy gets it. Second position's going to go to DJ Curtis. Third is going to be a big battle here. They're side by side for third. It looks like John Arndt in the final corner might get it here with help from Moshe Gurian. Allen's fighting back. However, it looks like now Alex Allen's going to get it. Alex Allen brings it home third. John Arndt fourth. Let's go down to your full finishing results. So Zachary Fitzwater wins the round of Connecticut. Second goes to DJ Curtis. Third to Alex Allen. Fourth to John Arndt. Fifth to Maddie Myatt. What could have been for her once again. She does not win her first race here. Once again, she could have won one, but didn't because of pretty much a bad pit strategy call. Sixth to Estavas Cortez, great showing by him. Seventh to Michelia, eighth to Kuyako, ninth to Pericles, who I believe we'll be getting a strike for his little incident there. 10th to Baker, 11th to Freeze, 12th to Moss, 13th to Davidson, 14th to Ace Vito, 15th to Myatt, Kenny Myatt that is, 16th to Rowe, 17th to Baskinger, 18th to Gurian, 19th to Bouchard, 20th to Sanford, 21st to DeMax, Aiden Shepard's first car out of the race, or the last car out of the race at 22nd, 23rd to Brock, 24th to Sean, 25th to Monaco, 26th to Torres, 27th to 28th to Mark, 29th to Vince Allen, 30th to Caldwell, 31st to Bobby Jones, 32nd to Packard, 33rd to Don, 34th to Roush, 35th to Blake, and 36th to Lamas. I'm not sure what happened to Roush, actually. He was involved in an accident early, I guess. Was he involved in that one with Don? I kind of forget, but Roush fell out of the race. So tough break for him. Let's go down to your points. And here we are with the cars that are only left in the championship hunt. Pericles, Rowe, and Madeline Myatt are all within one race distance back if you can get 32 in a race. Jake Baskinger drops down to 4th. DJ Curtis is in 5th, who's gaining very much here. Sam for 6th. Kenny Myatt actually up a position over Dodd in 7th. Dodd down to 8th. Separating them. 9th to Torres, 10th to Packard, 11th to Angel, 12th to Alex Allen, 14th to Mark is still not out yet. Baskinger is still not mathematically out. Ron, Shepard, Baker, Blake, Davidson, Lamas, Jones, Roush, Schock, Cortez, Freeze, and Polyakov are all still mathematically in. However, Polyakov is right on the cusp. He is 160 back, and believe it or not, that is all I believe you can be is 32 times 5 is 160. So Polyakov needs to win every race, and actually, he is out technically because you have to actually, from 160, subtract that you get 5 points just for starting. So once somebody starts, so pretty much you have to be within 155. So if Pericles starts one race, Polyakov's out. He would have to have Pericles not start the next race, and I don't think that's going to happen. Beyond that, here are the cars that are already mathematically eliminated. Ace Vito, Moss, Fitzwater, despite winning the race, came in a little late in the schedule. DeMax, Caldwell, Bouchard, Wilhoit, Monaco, Allen, Perkins, Durbin, Thaber, Griffin, Lowenhurst, Mace, Moore, Snyder, Dover, Bracketed, Lathinen, Zumenbekov, Hart, Dawson, Brazenkov, Gurian, Kuzi, Barker, Shalrot, Fordale, McGee, Maki, Fremont, Stotska, and, well, the Haddock's name's just in there for the reasons above. On to your Rookie of the Year now. We have a nice situation here with Alex Rowe still leading Rookie of the Year. We have added, I believe, no, we haven't added Haddock's yet to it. I just did, standings haven't been updated yet. So, Moss, we're still unsure of where she would slot in. But pretty much you can kind of see she's slotted somewhere around, I think, below, somewhere between Freeze to Max, somewhere in there, maybe around Ace Vito. And then we'd have to add the Moss score to it. So anyway, with that being said, our next race is the Round of Alabama at the Talladega Superspeedway.